Testing, 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 testing. Mic check 1 2 1 2 testing. Testing, testing, testing. Alright, I think we good. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna share this real quick and then we're gonna get started. Alright, let's get started. Let's get started. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Keith back with another stock market recap and analysis, man. Today is 11/10/25. Um, we're finna do our analysis for 11/11/25, 2025. Yeah, we had a good day today. If you was able to catch the stream earlier, you seen that we pretty much scalped our way to the upside today on NQ. We didn't get to quite get it to our target, but we left with our profits. We walked away from the charts, and yeah, we was good with our profit, so we left and got off pretty quick today. Um, I ended up looking at the charts towards the end of the day, and I seen that it did hit our target that we was looking for. It did come back up and hit our target, but hey, if you can get out in 10 minutes and make your money, get out. Don't you don't want to be on the market all day anyway. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the recap. Really, we only traded NQ today. I was trying to get in on my live accounts, but at the time that I looked, it wasn't the best setup to go long. And then by the time I seen that it was time to go long, it was too late. So I didn't get to get in on my live accounts, but we did catch that nice trade for the Top Step account. All right. Pretty much, let's go to NQ. Pretty much, this is what we had took today. So we're gonna do the quick recap. Let's jump to the daily. As y'all know, well, actually, let's first go over what we was looking for on QQQ. On QQQ yesterday, we said, hey, this was on our Sunday night weekly analysis. We was like, hey, if we looking at this chart, we know what we got our higher low, higher high. Oh, hold up, higher high, and then this potentially could be our new higher low. We said what has to happen. We said we need to come up here and come inside of this open gap, and we also got to take this high right here. And I told y'all, I said, hey, based on the chart, I like NQ, which is basically QQQ, but for the futures. I like NQ chart to go to the upside a little bit better than I do like ES to start pushing up. So I was looking to get an NQ today longs to see if hey if we can get up inside this daily gap right here, and then if we can break past the daily gap, can we break past, retest, and go higher? Take us to them all-time highs. So that's pretty much what I was looking for. The pre-market, of course, pre-market went crazy. I mean, we gapped up for QQQ. We gapped right over these gaps right here. And that was my biggest concern was like here, this gap here, I was a little nervous. Like, hey, we could see it just barely even close inside this gap, but it clearly gapped straight over into the next gap. Same thing for SPY had double gaps right there, double daily gaps. You see that? We had double daily gaps right here, and it literally gapped above, opened up right above it. So that pre-market really, really helped out a lot. Yes, we could have had caught most of this if we would have traded pre-market, but y'all know I'd like to get my trades in if I can on stream for y'all. I ain't gonna lie, I could have had caught that though, but it is what it is, man. We ain't even upset about it. Like I said, we end up having a nice day. Um, and yeah. So let's go over to the NQ trade I actually took. Was right here, Right after we opened, it's kind of hard to see because it's hourly. Let's go to the 5 minute. Pretty much, that's what I did after the open. I was like, hey, we're clearly in an uptrend. I marked out the swing low, which was right here. And I was like, well, we're clearly in the uptrend. I was just scalping. I literally just scalped because I was like, hey, I'm expecting us to come clear this gap, basically, that daily gap that we was talking about right here. I was expecting us to get to the top of this daily gap right here. So that was my target. Was the top of the daily gap. And then also this 1 hour, on the 1 hour, above the daily gap, we had this high right here. You see that? I mean this top of the gap. We had a 1 hour gap right there. Give me 1 second. I'm getting notifications. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, yeah, like I said, I was looking for this gap right here to possibly get, tapped at the top of too. But we mainly was looking for this daily gap to get filled. So that was our target. The top of this daily gap was our target. Of course, on that 5 minute, we had to get instantly in because if you look at this 1 hour, it was in the uptrend already. So we just had to instantly get in, especially once it broke this high here. It was like, man, we just gotta scalp our way to the upside. That's what we pretty much did. We scalped our way up, and we just rolled them loans until we finally had got. I think the last trade we got was right here. Once this second red came and it went to the bottom of this gap, that was the last trade we got. Um, we got out soon as fair value gap got cleared. So that was the last trade. And that pretty much, this trade here was all we took right here. Just this beginning part. Like I said, we was aiming for the top of this gap though. It would have been nice if it went straight to the top, but it didn't, and it's fine. It came once it cleared that. I was like, hey, we might can be setting up for a reversal. So I got done for it for the day. But that very next count ended up closing right above, so that was like, hey, we still gonna be moving up. Um, but I already locked myself out, and that was it. Like I said, of course, this is where I was trying to get in on my live account, but by the time I was looking on my live account, this is what happened. I was trying to look on the hourly and look for a green candle to come, but when I looked at the hourly, it was right here. This candle was here. You see that? And I was like, I was wanting this candle to close green. When it didn't close green, I just left it alone. And then that very next candle closed green. And I was like, okay. By the time I re-looked at it again, it was already right here. So it's fine. It's fine. We got our money. We walked away. That was it. So let's go over our analysis. What do we expect for tomorrow? First, let's go to SPY. Jump over to SPY first. All right, on SPY, of course, what do we see? We ended up taking that high. SPY did what it needed to do, and it closed past. Oh yeah, I'm telling y'all, we might be getting ready to go to them all-time highs. Um, yeah, we might be going to them all-time highs right here. Biggest thing we gotta do is break out of this daily gap. Gotta break out, possibly retest and go higher, or it might just break out and just go straight to the high. But we have to close above it. Right now, we tapped the top and we fail to close above. The market could very well say, "Hey, we're gonna come back and retest the bottom." Um, but it also could just say, "Hey, we just gonna shoot straight out and just move up." Since it was a green candle, I kind of think, me personally, I kind of think we're just gonna go up. I don't think we'll come back to the bottom of the gap, but if it does, it's still fine. I think we just gonna go up in the morning for the pre-market. Now, once the market open, I don't know if it might come all the way back down and touch the bottom of the gap. You never know. For us, we still got the exact same targets. Everything the exact same, honestly. Um, Only thing different is now we got an extra gap. Now we got another gap. That'll be three gaps overlapping each other, man. That's crazy. We got another gap right here. I really don't want to mark it out just because there's just too many gaps to be marking out, especially overlapping like that. So we ain't gonna mark it out. We just gonna focus on the gaps we already got. Pretty much same game plan as we did yesterday, or basically today. Follow the uptrend. That's what we're gonna do. Until we get that high, until we take this high, we're following our uptrend the whole time. Either we take that high or we come down and get this can't beat level all the way down here. That's the only way we switching bearish. We gotta already take the high or we gotta come disrespect our can't beat level. But for right now, we're staying long, man. I told y'all, follow the uptrend until once that uptrend break, what I told y'all yesterday, I said, once that uptrend break, which it did right here, I said, don't touch no longs until what? I said, don't even get in on the first green. I said, get in once it takes the previous high and close past. So once this candle came, that's when you can get back in the long for that uptrend. Okay. But um yes, this would have been nice for play, but that's a dangerous play. You know, it could have just reversed and dropped. To confirm it, it must come back up and make that higher high again to say, okay, we getting the bulls out the way. Um, but as of now, what I will say do, just follow the uptrend. Same thing like we did yesterday. It's pretty much gonna be the same game plan tomorrow. We're gonna follow the uptrend on this 1 hour. So if our well, we don't gotta solidify low just yet. Not until we come take these highs. We gotta take these highs first, and then we can mark that low right here. And then yeah, we can mark this low here if that's the lowest point. And we just sit behind these lows. That's it. That's literally it, man. Following the uptrend. But the big picture, what we looking for, we want to see tomorrow close above 682.12. We want to see tomorrow close above 682.12, which is the top of this box. Um, Close above, like I said, possibly do a retest to go to them all-time highs, or it might just close above and keep shooting straight up. We don't have no other gaps, nothing in the way. So once it beats this gap, we really don't got nothing stopping us from going to them highs. Okay. QQQ. QQQ is pretty much gonna probably be the same thing. Um, Give me 1 second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Um, QQQ. Pretty much same thing, man. Let me delete some of these lines so it can remove some of this confusion. Alright. We try to keep your charts clean as possible, man. So you won't be too confused. What's this? I don't even know what that was for. What? I swear I got my phone on Do Not Disturb. I don't know how it's making all this dang noise. Put it on silent mode. Alright. Yeah, let's delete some of this stuff so it can be a little bit cleaner. Alright. Let's hide these drawings. Pretty much same thing as we said for SPY. Only thing different for QQQ, we haven't taken that high yet. That's interesting. So QQQ, it's probably gonna have to catch up with SPY. It's gonna have to come take this high because it hasn't made that higher high yet. So technically, we're still in that low, high, lower low. We still ain't make that higher high yet. So we gotta come take this high for QQQ. We did get to the top of the gap though, so we did the same thing as SPY when it came to the gap. We touched the top of the gap and haven't closed past it yet. But we haven't taken that high like SPY, so that's interesting. Be on the lookout for that, man. We really want to see this high get taken. That might make it where QQQ is the better thing to trade because it got more room to go up. So, um, but like we said, we looking for this be that higher low, higher high. This potentially can be the lead to our new higher low. If we can come on, take these all-time highs up here. Okay. Let me turn these drawings back on. So if we looking at our gaps, like we said, we touched the top of this gap here. Now, with SPY, we didn't have any other gaps above to pretty much stop us from going up. This is where I told y'all, I said, for NQ and QQQ, I like them better at the beginning when I said, hey, Monday, I like NQ and QQQ better than SPY. But I said, once we get up here to these all-time highs, I like ES better and SPY better because they don't have these fair value gaps like NQ and QQQ, or regular gaps right here. So ES and SPY, they just got a clear path to the all-time highs where QQQ and NQ got gaps to block them. So we'll have to see how it does and interact. But biggest thing we're looking for, same thing like with SPY. Want that break and retest if we can. Now I actually can see the break and retest happening for QQQ because we might get green counter breakout. It'll tap this, and then we get that red counter that failed close below, and another green counter that might push us through both the gaps. All right, so I can actually see the break and retest for QQQ. Where SPY is kind of like it kind of look like it could just shoot straight up if it want. Um, drop down to the alley. So we're gonna do the same thing we're doing for SPY. We just gonna follow the uptrend, man. We're gonna follow that uptrend. So last solidified low we got all the way down here. See that last solidified low all the way down here on that hourly. So we would like to see another one come, possibly up here, right where it's at. Possibly we get a solidified low up here. Maybe bounce off this fair value gap right there, and then go higher. But we just gonna follow the uptrend, man. Really, we're gonna follow the uptrend. So it's pretty much the same setup as yesterday. Same setup for everything. Go check out this ES if it come on and load. ES. Alright, so this kind of giving us an insight on how the market's starting for tomorrow. Okay. And I ain't gonna keep repeating the same thing because y'all know it's the same thing. We just look for the break and retest tomorrow. Right now it's green. Let's look at that arrow for ES. Alright, we don't got a new solidified level just yet. Like higher low. So I'm waiting on a new higher low to come. And then that's when I'll be looking to get in the long. But I might not get in overnight. I don't know. I might get in overnight, might not. But look for that a potential new higher low. We got 2 hourly gaps right here that we can bounce off of. So possibly look for entries around these areas if it don't just shoot straight up. Alright. Let's check out NQ hourly. Same thing. Let's delete some of this. NQ hourly pretty much look the same. Got these gaps right here. This fair value gap there. I think we got another one right here. So if we can get a red candle and bounce off one of these, I definitely like to break retest, go higher. Alright. That's pretty much all we looking for, man. It should be pretty simple. Let's check out YM. I failed to go over YM yesterday. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that. Actually, did I go over YM? Let me see. I don't know. I don't remember if I went over YM. I don't think I did though. YM. This potentially could be a higher low. We gotta close green though for this week. That's the thing. Only thing I don't like is it's not bouncing off of nothing. But It's still fine for that weekly. Daily, we did make that lower low, lower high, lower low. So that's completely a downtrend. We got to take this high right here to start counteracting the downtrend. It'll make a higher high. Then we just look for a potential higher low. When we make that next higher high, we know we're in the uptrend for sure. So me personally, I'm gonna wait. When it comes to YM, I will prefer to wait on it to make this higher high, wait on a potential higher low, then go higher. Then once it make that next higher high, go long. Um, that's what I personally would like to trade. So more than likely tomorrow, I don't know if I would like a long for YM just yet, cause like I said, I want to see a higher low. Um, but I don't know if it's just pushing extremely hard. I say I had to look on the hourly. I had to watch on the hourly how hard it's pushing past here and if it's building base. Cause if it breaks this high and start building base, then I'll take a long. But if it just break the high and it's all green candles, I'm gonna just wait until we get that pullback. All right, let's go to the hourly. Go to the hourly. But yeah, we gotta break this high at what's the high? 47, 47,583. Gotta break that high. And we also got an hourly gap right there too. So that's gonna be interesting. Let's mark that hourly gap out. It'll be interesting if it can close inside there or not. This is how I would get in along. If we break past a retest and go make a higher high, that's when I get along on YM. But as of right now, I'm gonna leave it alone until we break this fair value gap here at 47,650. All right, I'm gonna leave it alone for now, but that's what I will be looking for if I want to take a long to them all-time highs. All right, but daily we close green. That's good. It's just we gotta come take this high. That's the biggest thing. We gotta come take that high. If you want to be bull, you want to be bear. All you need is a red candle to come in and look for them shorts. Gold, 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 gold. Check out gold. Gold was one I was telling y'all about last night. I was like, man, I like gold a lot to go long, man. I was liking gold a lot to go long, especially wanted to take this high. I told y'all. And it went way past the high. Like we were just trying to see if it can take the high. It went way past the high. Like it just shot all the way up. Um, cause like we said, gold, gold. This on that weekly. This can be that new higher low. You know. Um, we just gotta come all the way back up here. I don't know if we gonna just come all the way up here like with all green candles. We might get green one this week be green, next week be a red, and then the following week be another green to go and finish the job. That's what I think. I don't personally think it's just gonna push straight up, but it could though. You never know. Gold be doing crazy stuff, man. But I don't think it's just gonna be green week this week, green week the next week, and break the high. I think it's gonna be green, red, green. If it wanna go higher. Uh-huh. Daily though. Looking at this daily, we closed past the previous high, which is good. So that means continuation. But if y'all look overnight, we already took this candle high. So we already did our job for gold. So it can literally reverse if it wants. I do expect gold to possibly come down a little bit. I don't know if it's gonna try to clear this gap because this is a big old candle. So it might just come down a little bit and then shoot right back up. I don't think it's gonna come clear this gap, especially with no news. But you never know, man. Like I said, you never know what go. I think we're gonna just come down slightly, then keep pushing higher into this next daily gap. Um, biggest thing for gold, can we break this high right here at 41.71.8? We can break that high up there, make a higher high. We had to close past, but it's literally a gap right here in the way. So You can get it along, but you literally gonna be right inside the gap. So you only gonna expect to take it to the top of the gap. Um, Honestly, the better trade to me is if we come tap this gap here, this daily gap right here, at 4137.2. We come tap that, fail to go inside, and hit us with a red candle for the retest, and then we get our first green. I'll take a long right back up. But other than that, I don't think I really want to mess with gold. Other than that, I mean, I only looking for longs. That's it for gold. Let's look at that hourly. You can follow the hourly because it actually gold actually got some solidified levels. So we can sit, but if you want to trade gold, you can sit behind some solidified levels. Sit behind these solidified levels for gold. All right. And I believe that is it for tonight, man. We went over all the futures. Like I said, if I see some stocks I want to trade, and it definitely was some stocks pushing today, but I went to focusing on them over this weekend. So but if I see some stocks that I'm looking to get in, I definitely will be posting it. We'll try to go over it. And yeah. But other than that, y'all trade safe. Your boy Keith is out. Peace.